You don't have a problem saying yes. You have a problem being uncomfortable. For a few seconds. That's it. Someone asks you for something, and before your brain even gets a chance to think, you say yes. Not because you want to, not because you have time, not because it's important. You say yes because saying no feels weird. It feels heavy. It feels like you just broke some invisible rule, and that tiny moment of discomfort, that's what controls your life. Think about it. Nobody's forcing you. There's no real pressure, no consequences, no danger, just a simple question. And somehow, you still end up agreeing. Can you help me this weekend? Yes. Can you take on a little more work? Yes. Can you come to this thing you don't care about with people you don't even like? Yes. At this point, you're not making decisions. You're reacting automatically, like a reflex, like someone installed a button inside you, and people just keep pressing it. And here's the part that's going to sting a little. You think you're being nice. You think you're kind. You think you're that dependable person everyone can count on. You're not. You're scared of disappointing people, scared of that awkward silence, scared of that small shift in their face. When you say no, you know the look, that tiny pause, that slight change in tone, that subtle, oh, that invisible judgment that lasts for maybe 3 seconds, and somehow that's enough to control your behavior. So instead of facing 7 seconds of discomfort, you sign yourself up for hours, sometimes days, of things you never even wanted to do. And the craziest part? You're fully aware of it. The moment you say yes, you feel it. That instant regret, that voice in your head going, why did I say that? I don't even want to go. I literally had plans. And yet you still did it. Because in that moment, their comfort felt more important than your time. Now here's where it gets interesting. You weren't born like this. This didn't just randomly happen. You were trained, slowly, quietly, perfectly. When you were younger, saying yes made people happy. You were called polite, helpful, good, easy. People liked you more. They praised you. They rewarded you. But the moment you said no, everything changed. Don't be rude. Why are you acting like that? Just do it. Be nice. So your brain learned something very simple. Yes equals approval. No equals risk. And your brain hates risk. It will do anything to avoid it, even if that means sacrificing your own time, your own energy, your own peace. So now, as an adult, you're still following the same pattern. Different situations, same reaction. Someone asks, you say yes, not because you want to, but because your brain is trying to protect you. Protect you from what? From being disliked, from being judged, from being seen as difficult. But here's the reality. People who always say yes don't get respected more. They get used more. And deep down, you already know this. You've felt it, that quiet frustration, that resentment that builds up over time. When you're doing something for someone else and thinking, they wouldn't do this for me, but you don't say anything, you just keep going. Because now, it's not just a habit, it's your identity. You've become the nice one, the reliable one, the one who never says no. And it sounds like a compliment, but it's actually a trap. Because now, you don't just feel pressure to say yes, you feel expected to. People don't even hesitate asking you anymore, because they already know the answer. And the moment you think about saying no, your brain panics. What if they get upset? What if they think differently about me? What if this changes things? So instead, you say yes again and again and again, until one day you realize something uncomfortable. You don't even know what you want anymore. Because you've spent so much time saying yes to everyone else, you stopped checking in with yourself. And here's the most dangerous part. Saying yes feels good in the moment for about 2 seconds because you avoided discomfort, you escaped tension, you survived that awkward situation. Your brain goes, good job, you're safe. But that feeling doesn't last because now you've created a bigger problem. Now you're committed. Now you have to show up. Now you have to give your time, your energy for something you didn't even want in the first place. So what you actually did was trade short-term comfort for long-term stress, and you keep doing it over and over again. At this point, it's not even a choice, it's a loop. Someone asks, you say yes, you regret it, you repeat it, and the worst part, you're aware of the loop, you see it happening, and still, you go along with it. Let me guess. you're listening to this thinking, this is exactly me, and you're right. It is you, and tomorrow, someone is going to ask you for something, and in that moment, none of this will matter, because your brain will default back to comfort. It always does. So, no. This isn't about suddenly becoming someone who says no to everything. That's not realistic. And honestly, that's not even the goal. The goal is control. Right now, you don't have it. You think you do, but you don't. Because if a simple question can override what you actually want, that's not control. That's conditioning. So instead of trying to change everything, start small. Next time someone asks you for something, don't answer immediately. Just pause. 2 seconds. That's it. No big speech, no dramatic change, just a pause. Because that pause interrupts the pattern. It creates space between the question and your automatic response. It gives you a moment to actually think, do I want this? Do I have time for this? Or am I just trying to avoid discomfort again? And maybe you'll still say yes, that's fine, but at least it'll be a choice, not a reflex, because right now you're reacting, not deciding. And if you keep reacting like this, you won't just lose time, you'll lose yourself, piece by piece. Every unnecessary yes takes something from you, your time, your energy, your focus, and eventually your identity. So the next time someone asks you for something, and every part of you wants to say no, pay attention to that feeling, that hesitation, that resistance. That's not weakness, that's awareness. And maybe for once, instead of ignoring it, you listen. Because saying yes doesn't make you a good person. It doesn't make you kind. And it definitely doesn't make you strong. Sometimes it just makes you easy to ask, easy to use, easy to overlook. And the truth is, people will keep taking as long as you keep giving without thinking. So maybe it's time to change something. Not everything, just one moment. That moment between the question and your answer. Because that's where your control is. And right now, you're giving it away. Every single day. Without even noticing. And the scariest part? You already know the next time someone asks you something, you're still going to feel that urge to say yes. The only difference is, now you'll know why.